Hi, everyone. Welcome to Powerful, a power metal podcast. This is Fourgate speaking, and I'm here with my friends, Larry.
Hello.
Zelda Fan 355, aka Zeph.
Hello there.
And special guest, Pisor.
Hi.
And we're excited to bring you a lot of great content today, including news, recent releases, and upcoming albums in November 2017.
Okay, so first we're going to talk about Halloween and all the stuff that they're doing now that they haven't done in forever. Their tour, their North American tour dates, stuff like that. So first of all, they released a brand new song called Pumpkins United on October 12th.
And what's so special about this song?
Pumpkins United has all of their singers on one song, singing together, united, if you will.
Wow. All of their singers. And who
when you
are
say
they?
all of their singers, that includes Kai Hansen, who was only a singer for one album.
Yes.
That's incredible. Like, I was a really big fan of this single that they put out, both in terms of what it represents, like for this tour, and how it's a reunion thing of all the old people getting together with Kai Hansen and Michael Kiske. And it's just a really fun and kick-ass song.
Lots of people have been saying it's one of their best songs that they've released in like 30 fucking years. I'm not super big on Halloween. I only listened to Chameleon and Pink Bubbles Go Ape like yesterday for the first time.
Oh, I was going to say,
if
those are the only Halloween
aren't
albums
those like
you've
the worst
heard,
ones?
Very interesting choice.
They're not bad. Chameleon's interesting, and Pink Bubble was very like pop rocky. They weren't bad by any means. They just were different.
It's golden era.
Chameleon actually started off really good. I really liked the opening track. I don't remember what it was called, though.
You must have really liked it.
And I don't want to leave out their most recent singer. How do you say his name? Is Andy Darris?
Andy Darris.
Well, because he does a great job with all three of them harmonizing together on the choruses and all the the references to their other songs throughout Pumpkins United. It just makes for a really fun time.
Yeah, it sounds like an awesome tribute to Halloween fans. So, tell us more about the tour. Like, what countries are they visiting, and like what's going on in North America?
Well, right now they are in South America. They're going to be in Argentina tomorrow. And then I think they go up to Mexico after that. Come next year, though, 2018, they are going to be in North America for 8 shows.
And we're even sending a field reporter over to the Argentina show, and he's gonna review the show.
With the bonus that he doesn't actually know much about Halloween.
Yeah.
So he's going in fresh to see Halloween.
It's gonna be a really cool impression of someone who's gonna experience Halloween for the first time.
First time live.
That's a way to get a first impression. It's like the big reunion tour. So props to our boy Darko, the audio wizard, who will be at the Argentinian show tomorrow. That should be a lot of fun. We are really looking forward to hearing back from him on that one.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us are gonna hit up the Halloween show in Chicago, actually. And the reason we're going to Chicago is because the Las Vegas and LA tour dates are directly overlapping with Prog Power USA, which we've talked about at great length in our 2 previous episodes. And that is actually poor planning. I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe like the show coordinators didn't know or aren't speaking to each other. I'm not going to speculate and make things up, but it's just
I don't know how it
really
works.
Unfortunate overlap.
So they are in Vegas, September 7th, 2018, and then LA on the 8th, Chicago, Illinois on the 10th, Montreal, Canada on the 12th. Is it Worcester, Massachusetts? I'm gonna say Worcester. That's probably wrong. It's either Worcester or Worcester or something like that.
That's probably wrong too.
That's on the 14th. and New York on the 15th of September. And like Force said, we're all going to go to the Chicago, not all of us, but a bunch of us are going to go to the Chicago show because it's the
after
day
Prague
after
Power.
Prague Power. Or 2 days? 2 days
I think
after?
it's 2 days after.
Yeah.
You get a
Prague Power
rest day.
ends, there's a day, and then we fly to Chicago from Atlanta.
Great planning.
So that's going to be a very powerful week, if I do say so myself.
Powerful. And what is this about taped vocals?
Oh.
Drama alert. Oh boy.
What a segue. So Kai Hansen came out and apologized because at the beginning of the tour, Michael Kiske wasn't feeling so hot. So they had to use taped vocals at some of their, I think just their first show.
Oh no.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
I know it was at least the first show because that's when he was feeling the worst. I don't know if they did it for any of the shows after that.
They did it for at least the first show. And then Kai did say that Kiske saw a doctor and he was prescribed, quote, some antibiotics and some other spray
God.
stuff and so on. The usual things. And he's actually feeling better. So at this point, I imagine they are not using tape vocals anymore because Kiske is back in full form, ready to hit those high notes.
And the high notes are his thing.
And I guess we'll find out from Darko tomorrow. maybe he can tell whether it's a pre-recorded or not.
Although if you're just going too hard moshing anyway, you might not even notice. Maybe that's what they're counting on.
Do people mosh at Halloween shows?
Maybe.
I don't know. Hard mosh. Apparently
The
Argentinians party
Argentinians
hard.
love to mosh.
Yeah.
That's what we've been told.
Shit's gonna get real up in
That's the
Argentina.
I hear that soccer countries like to go hard in general.
Is that every country that's not the United States?
Yeah,
Probably.
pretty much.
Like soccer is just like one of those things where people go crazy over it, and I guess it just translates into everything.
I mean, soccer, heavy metal, they're right there. They're the same thing, really.
I mean,
That-
and apparently the U.S. now hates, or they're just not very interested. They don't hate the stuff. They're just not interested
In what?
in soccer or heavy metal.
That's fair. That's fair.
That is a good
Yeah.
way to look at it.
And then we'll hear from Darko after he sees the show in a day or two.
All
Yeah.
right.
We're
That's
dating the
exciting.
recording of this podcast with that.
It's all good.
Yeah, so I mean, the show should be really awesome. I've been hoping they would announce North American tour dates for this for a very long time. They've been really dragging it out. They finally did, which is awesome. It's unfortunate as all hell that they put it at the same time as Prague Power.
Yeah, how sick would it be to have a Halloween Vegas trip?
I know that'd be so
I'm
much
so
fun.
mad about that still.
Like I'm still of the belief that they were trying to work something through with getting Halloween to headline Prague Power.
It's
Really?
possible.
Like,
I don't know.
why
Conspiracy.
wouldn't they?
This is
Why
all
wouldn't they?
speculation. No fake news.
Although I don't think the Halloween tour was even announced last September. It kind of came out of the blue. So who knows? We don't.
Yeah, it was actually pretty unexpected that they tour North America because for such a big outfit, North America's pretty unprofitable because it's just a large space and you can only do so few shows.
I mean, we
Yeah.
have had the rumor of Halloween coming soon since I think February from Enter the Vault.
Yeah.
I guess he wasn't lying. We got him eventually.
Not February. It was later than that, but we've had the rumor for a while.
For sure.
Hello, everyone. I am Darko from the future. It's like 3 days later than the recording of the rest of the podcast, and I did go to the Halloween show. And as everyone said before, I did not really know Halloween a lot before going. I am fairly new to listening to power metal, and I mean, I had heard I Want Out and other songs that I didn't know by name or who they were from, but I heard them. And I just decided to go clean into this reunion show. I didn't binge the discography or anything. I just went clean. And I can say, as a person who likes power metal in general and metal in general, that it was an amazing show. It was great. It was a 3-hour long show. I'll try not to spoil a lot, just in case. I'm the kind of people that doesn't like to know the set list and everything before, so I won't reveal a lot. But it is a 3-hour show, end to end. Any breaks that the band takes are covered by videos that they have, which are really great. They play well with the fact that it's a reunion tour and that they have a lot of albums and songs made. I can say, because people were telling me before that they wish it was the case, and I can confirm that the show opens with Halloween in full, the whole 12 and something minutes, and they play a lot of songs, of the long songs, completely full, and it's great. They are all in great form. The singers, they are good. They are all, maybe, Kai's voice is not the best. His throat is total, and he doesn't sing a lot. He does have a medley of songs that he sings in full, and then he does some verse vocals in some songs, but mostly he stays out of the mic and just plays guitar. And Kiske and Deris are just great. About the tape vocals in the first show, that he was sick, so they had some vocals recorded to help him in the tougher part, so the show wasn't cancelled or anything. Here you could tell that he's not 100% on top of his game yet. He looked a bit tired at some points, and they do step out of the stage when they are not singing a particular song, either Kiske or Deris. But he was really giving it his best. He was really doing his best to give the best performance possible. He was really good. I can say it's the first time I hear him live, of course, and I haven't heard a lot of the recordings. And he can sing, really. And the couple of duets and harmonizations that they did between Kiske and Deris were great. Really great when they nailed those. The important parts, they nailed all of them. They sang a ballad, the two of them harmonizing the whole song, and it was great. If you look at recordings of the show, you might pick on some mistakes, but in the terms of the live show, it was amazing. They all have a great stage presence. It's like 10 out of 10. They are clearly pros. They clearly been doing this for a long time, and it shows. The whole stage deployment and how they move and how they interact with the people are great. I was pleasantly surprised to find out that Deris speaks Spanish and really well. So he really did communicate with the audience, sometimes having to explain to Kiske what he was saying. I know a lot of Halloween fans from Argentina have already experienced this because Halloween has played here and he has done this. But for me, it was the first time and I didn't know it, and it was really great. Especially since right before the show, talking with the rest of the guys, they were asking like, do they speak English? Well, usually any band that comes here that does not have English as their first language, they speak English in all around the world, in any country where you go. That's your default always as a musician. And you just learn the most basic words for the shows, which are hello, how are you doing, and thank you, and we love you. And you learn that in every language possible, but you just default to English. And in this case, we had Derry speaking in Spanish, and it was great. Really great show. Performance is like top notch. The drummer is great, bass player and the three guitarists, they are all great. Don't miss that show. Wherever you are in the world, if Halloween is playing and you like metal in some form and you like having fun, go to that show. Don't miss it. I am going to Prog Power with the rest of the guys next year, and I will be going to the US Halloween shows because it's money well invested. It's a great time, great entertainment. It was really great. All of the songs. it says something about your songwriting when you have. I went to a show for a band that I didn't really know a lot about. I didn't knew the songs. I didn't know songs were long. And when you open with a 12-minute song that is entertaining all the way, that I only realized it was that long after checking after 2 songs, looking at the time, and then looking at it afterwards. That's good songwriting when you can keep people engaged and jumping and everything. Also, this is a bit BS of being on a live show. It's not the same as listening to the recordings, but it's really great. The other long songs they played, Keeper of the Seven Keys, all 15 minutes of it. I know it's 15 minutes because Keys can joke about it before playing. Like, yes, you ask for it, it's another 15-minute song. And those were really great 15 minutes. Pure fun all around. It was a great, great show. I have my new Halloween t-shirt and it's sick. It's great. I'm going to put a picture of it. I really recommend this show. Don't miss it. Okay, now let's go back to the rest of the show that the guys already recorded. Bye.
All right. Well, in other news, we have a series of lifted curses. Apparently, Seventh Wonder has announced their 5th studio album called Tiara, which is going to be released in 2018, and apparently recording has already been completed and it's currently in the mixing stage. So that means this album, featuring Swedish progressive power metal band Seventh Wonder, is actually gonna exist.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I remember when that music video came out. What year was that? 2014, right?
It's something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And I believe they switched record labels. And I remember I actually went to the Prog Power show in 2014 when they played Mercy Falls in its entirety. And they recorded that show for the DVD, and the DVD didn't come out until like 2016.
Two questions.
Yeah.
How close were you to Tommy?
I was really close to Tommy. I was like staring at his right leg.
Were you within like touching distance?
I was not within touching distance, but I was in like creepily staring distance and eye contact distance. And I actually saw myself in the DVD. You can see the back of my head.
That was my second question. Are you in the DVD?
Yes, I'm in the DVD. You know, that means we're pretty much soulmates, right?
I mean, you might as well be boyfriend and girlfriend now.
Yeah, we might as well be married.
You are immortalized in that Seventh Wonder performance, and that's just wonderful.
Yeah, and that makes me very happy. And it also makes me very happy that this album, Tiara, has a cover and it's finished recording, because I think it's in a lot of people's fears that Tommy Karvik would be too busy touring and recording for Camelot, which is obviously a much more I wouldn't say really mainstream, but kind of more popular band, and probably more profitable than Seventh Wonder.
I could see that.
Yeah, so we don't have a release date yet, but this is really hopeful.
Presumably 2018 if they just have to do the mixing and stuff.
Yeah.
Now they do have a new drummer if anyone cares about drummers.
Of course.
Stefan Norgren will be on drums for the first time in the studio with Seventh Wonder. And it also looks like it's going to be like a sci-fi kind of album based on the art piece that they released and a poem that they put on the Facebook announcement. It seems very sci-fi themed, so it looks like there's a lot more influence from Arjun in this album than previous albums, because he digs sci-fi.
Well, I'm just hoping that they're not going to have just a bunch of monologue spoken word interludes.
Nah, there's gonna be like a 13-minute spoken word interlude where they explain the
No.
whole album,
Please.
start to finish, right in the middle.
Please.
And it won't even be like a good voice actor doing it either. It's just gonna be really boring.
It's gonna be
They'll
like
get
It's
the
progressive.
doctor.
they'll
It's
get
gonna be like
Joachim.
the doctor from Mercy Falls. The monotone doctor. Do you guys remember him?
No, they're gonna get Joachim from Sabaton to do the spoken word for 13 minutes.
No,
And he's gonna
please.
That's not the worst idea.
They can get Richard Dawkins.
Richard Dawkins voiceovers. Oh, that's how you make a good album. Oh, Nightwish.
That clearly did not save that disaster of a Nightwish album. Sorry, Nightwish. I'm sure y'all are wonderful people.
I like how that's your go-to like follow-up to saying you don't like something.
I'm just afraid that they're gonna listen to our podcast and be our like 13th listener and be like, "Oh my god!"
I'm sure
these
in their like
people."
20-year career they have heard far worse things than I didn't really like that album.
And we have more than 13 listeners. We have 30.
We have like
Do we, though?
26 or something.
We have like 30 subscribers. I'm
Oh.
rounding up.
Oh my gosh.
We also have 20 follows on Facebook. Not likes, though.
Okay.
And how many of those likes are
that.
people that aren't us?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
basically
it.
everyone on our Instagram is my friends subscribing out of pity, and they're not really sure what power metal is, so they're like, "Oh, I'm supporting you, whatever."
You know who else is lifting the 2017 curse alongside Seventh Wonder?
Who's
Who?
that?
Camelot.
Oh my god, no way.
We love Camelot.
To quote guitarist Tommy Youngblood, not Tommy Karavic,
Oh, people
they
named
are
Tommy.
Too many
we are
Tommies.
knee deep in this production and
What
working
does
with
that
Sasha.
mean?
I don't know. And they're working with Sasha Paith again. It is going great. They have some very special moments on this one. 2 exclamation points.
2 exclamation points. Well, I hope they're not knee deep in a bunch of not poop.
That
And
was
they've given
great.
us some song titles. Maybe these are poop, maybe they aren't. Burns to Embrace, Salvation, The Mission, Prelude to Madness, Worlds Collide, and Ministerium.
Why is Camelot so fucking dramatic?
It's like that
Those
could be
definitely
really
sound
edgy.
like Camelot
This
sounds
is
titles.
so like dark and edgy. You know, I made a playlist on YouTube that had all the Blind Guardian ballads, and it was like, oh, I'm in a forest, hanging out with the bards, and like playing my lute, and it is a peaceful night. And then I made a playlist with all the Camelot ballads, and it was like, I want to die. It's dark outside, and my life is the melancholy abyss.
Yeah, Camelot's like the edgy power metal band.
God.
Here's my unfounded speculation. Larry Biscuit's rumor corner.
Larry Biscuit's
oh boy.
fake news corner.
New segment.
The
New segment.
the album
Go
is about religion.
Oh my
right?
fucking god, I can't.
Salvation,
Let's
the
not.
mission, Ministerium. It's about a fake religion.
Let's not get into
Calling
that.
it
Oh,
now.
it's probably gonna be like another criticism. I mean,
Not like Christianity, but like
criticizing blind worship in general.
like Theocracy's album. They did that on Ghost Ship, right?
They did.
I think they did.
They wanted you to question Christianity. That doesn't sound like
I think they were critical of evangelical Christianity.
Okay. All right, that's cool. Self-aware Christians. Shout out to our Christian friends.
Shout out to
if
Matt Smith.
There are any. Yeah, shout out to Matt and his stylish concert pants that are $300.
Shout out to Matt Smith. Come to the West Coast,
Please
por favor.
get out of
And listen
the
to our
South.
podcast.
You'll
and
have
we
at
are-
least 3 people there.
at least 3 people. We'll be there.
I believe On Paper Tiger is the one where they're criticizing evangelical Christianity.
I think Paper Tiger
Oh,
is more about
cool.
just people who think that they're persecuted when their lives are really just pretty fine.
I can
It's not so
say a
much about
lot of
false
people
persecute.
who fit into that category.
Yeah, that's basically what Paper
But I
Tiger's
won't.
about.
It's got some heady refrains.
If you look at the lyrics for like the really fast talking part of Paper Tiger, that's when it's the most like on the nose.
Yeah, link in the description.
Oh, yeah, super cool. Check that out.
Paper Tiger's a great song anyway, so yeah. Let's
Yeah,
just
it's
go
a nice
listen to
song.
Paper Tiger.
Listen to the whole album.
Yeah. Sometimes you can find some cool stuff like that in lyrics.
Fabio Conti, right? So they're getting back together again.
Who are Fabio and Conti?
Fabio and Conti, they're two of the OG Rhapsody guys back when they were, I don't know what they were called originally.
Rhapsody.
Who are Rhapsody?
Was it just Rhapsody or
It was originally just Rhapsody, and then it became Rhapsody of Fire, and then it was Luca Turilli's Rhapsody of Fire, as well as just normal Rhapsody of Fire, and I kind of stopped paying attention after that.
Fabio Leone and I don't know the other guy's first name.
Alessandro.
Alessandro
That's
Conti. They're
hella Italian.
two of the OG members of Rhapsody, right?
You have to say it with an Italian
Not
accent.
quite.
Alessandro.
Alessandro's the singer for Luca Turilli's Rhapsody, like the
Here,
new
Pizor.
version.
And
These are you take it.
He's on Trick or Treat too.
Nice.
Oh yes, and Trick or Treat.
Oh, we were thinking of Alessandro Sala, I think. Oh, that's the current guy.
Are you thinking of like their old keyboardist?
I think he was bass. Alessandro Loda, bass in '98. We might be thinking of him.
All these Italian people, dude, we're getting them mixed up. Case in point, the two main singers from Rhapsody of Fire's history are collaborating on an album to be released next January, I believe.
Released in Japan January 17th, and then worldwide later. And they haven't really given us anything about it except for Fabio looking like Jesus in a picture and Alessandro looking
Rather creepy
edgy.
and dark. Yeah. Do you think this is Fabio's outlet since he quit Rhapsody of Fire?
You know, I have it on good authority that he went back to Eurobeat for a little bit
Oh my
after
God.
Rhapsody of Fire.
Wait, did he really? Does he have new releases? Does what's his name? J-Storm, right?
I don't think he ever stopped, did he?
It was J-Storm, I believe. Let me double check.
Yeah, it's J-Storm.
His last release was on Super Eurobeat 226,
Oh my gosh, there's so many now.
which was 2013. So he's been doing it. He's been keeping up
Yeah.
with the Eurobeat. He never stops.
Can't stop, won't stop.
He never stopped. He's going to keep going until the end of time.
All right, that's awesome. So look out for Fabio's and Alessandro's album, Rhapsody of. Just
I don't
kidding.
think it's
I don't know
called
what
Rhapsody
it's
of
called.
anything.
But it has to be some kind
Fabio's
of
Conti Rhapsody of...
Fabio's Conti's Rhapsody of Fire.
Rhapsody of
Eternally.
Italy or something.
of
Yeah,
Japan.
Rhapsodies of Rhapsodies.
Heard it here first.
A lot of good stuff to look forward to for next year, and we're not even done with this year.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we could be done with this year.
we're almost done with this year.
Not quite though. We just had a whole bunch of releases, and we're have more this month.
End of next week, we can be done with this year. I'd be fine with that.
We'll see.
The Curse of 2017 is alive and well.
Curse,
Curse
of
of
2017. What are you talking about?
These people are so dramatic.
Yeah, there's no curse. So, we've actually listened to quite a few albums. Let's do the releases first. Yeah, we've listened to quite a few albums this October in 2017. Who's heard Power Quest's Sixth Dimension?
I gave that a listen.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
I didn't.
I thought it was...
So like Power Quest had like a comeback of sorts last year with an EP, and then they recorded a full album for this year with those songs from the EP, and it's just I didn't like it. It's like the most bland power metal you're ever gonna ask for. The singer, like we've complained about the singer before. He wasn't high, I know that was our cliffhanger from last episode. He wasn't high. He was.
I
really
actually, to update on that, I actually confused Ascension and Power Quest.
Oh my
Ascension had a
God.
single from February called Golden Pages. I confused that with Power Quest because they sound so similar, in my opinion.
Well, I think Ascension's better than Power Quest, at least at this point. I've got a bad taste in my mouth after the Sixth Dimension. And the thing that bothers me the most about Sixth Dimension is that it has, some songs from the EP from last year, Face the Raven. And on that EP, I only really liked one song. I liked Coming Home was the name of it. And when that song came up on this album, I swear they did something to it to make it worse.
Oh no.
Maybe I was just in a bad mood. Maybe they re-recorded something, but it's like I couldn't even have that one good thing from this album.
Like, I actually really liked Coming Home because it repurposed the general melody that they used for the whole album, and they incorporated it into like the solo, I think. It was around 4 minutes in the song. And I think they really incorporated that melody with a little twist on it very well. We've been told that's called a motif, when the melody for the album in general. So they repurposed the motif for the album very well, I think, in Coming Home. Put a nice little twist on it.
It's entirely possible that the song is almost exactly the same. I just was in the wrong mindset when I was listening to it, because it's pretty deep in the album.
I think it's the last song.
It's like second to last or something.
I also very much liked Lords of Tomorrow. I thought it was a really good, catchy song to start off the album with. And I like Kings of Glory a lot, which I talked about last time. That was the song with the oh.
Great singing.
Yeah, I didn't write down any of the songs. None of them stood out to me. I just didn't like the album.
It's okay. I feel like you gotta be in some kind of sadistic mood to enjoy Power Quests.
Power Quest has some good stuff. This wasn't it, though.
This wasn't it. Okay, well, nice try. Try again next time, Power Quest.
We can move into the meat of our releases, because last Friday, the 27th, we saw a whole bunch of releases in power metal and video games and television, everything. Last Friday was a big day.
We got more coming next 2 weeks.
And we have more coming the next couple of weeks that we're going to be talking about.
But first, our first release that we want to talk about from the great day of October 27, 2017 is Evertale's The Great Brotherwar.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
The Great Brotherwar. Let me tell you about some of its lyrical content real quick.
Go for it.
It has 6 songs about Warhammer 40k.
6 songs about Warhammer 40k.
6 songs about Warhammer 40k.
That's beautiful.
Ranging from general songs about the Imperium of Man to a Tyranid invasion of some unnamed planet.
Yeah, I was listening to it and I was like, Space Marines? Okay.
And they poison a Tyranid tyrant for some reason.
Whoa.
We hear about the Grey Knights. We hear about lots of people, man. We hear about Magnus the Red. We get a general song detailing the themes of the Horus Heresy. We get so much. It's a great album. I really loved all of the Warhammer 40k references. I actually did a brief write-up about it. We will also put that in the description.
So outside of the lyrical content about Warhammer 40k and the multitude of other things that they base their lyrics off of, what did you think about the album musically?
I thought it was great. I think some of the songs were a little samey.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I think the songs that shined out the most were the Warhammer 40k songs. I've heard some differing opinions. Some people think Journey to Iskandria is the best song in the album, which I disagree with wholeheartedly. It had a really cool, like, deserty theme to it. Had some awesome, like, Middle Eastern influences in it, but I don't think it was worked with enough. My top 3 on the album are The Swarm. It's a song about them fighting the Tyranids. Chapter 666, about the Grey Knight chapter. And I also very much liked the title track, The Great Brotherwar, which is the song that is generally about the Horus Heresy and the big overview of what happened with Horus Lupercal.
Overall, the album really reminded me, it was very German power metal-y, which makes sense because they're a German power metal band, and it reminded me a lot of like mid Blind Guardian and Savage Circus, that kind of style.
I've heard them called Blind Guardian Worship before. Yeah,
well, I wouldn't. I think it's closer to like Savage Circus / Persuader than Blind Guardian.
But those bands are Blind Guardian Worship.
I know. But Blind Guardian is just so unique. Yeah. True. Anyway, it was like really like energetic and battle-y is how I would describe it.
That sounds about right.
I am not but honestly, Larry described the album as samey, and I kind of felt that way myself also. So while it is a fun album, and I have been listening to it multiple times this week, it didn't really stand out that much to me.
Yeah, I can see it being samey. They have a lot of riffs going on, a lot of like the big epic choruses. It kind of reminds me of Orden Ogan in a way, but better.
Yeah, oh my god, that was another one that I was gonna reference. Yeah, I think they're like a better Orden Ogan.
I don't get that. I think Orden Ogan is like a lot more generally upbeat while still being like dark. It's kind of a weird.
I think the part that reminded me of Orden Ogan was the like chorusy layered vocals.
Yeah,
okay.
they really go on for the like harmonized layered vocals for the choruses. That's like a huge thing for them.
Yeah.
That's pretty typical for German power metal. I mean, like Blind Guardian does that a ton.
Yeah.
But
they do it better.
Yeah, but Blind Guardian writes good songs.
Yeah,
These
and
are
Orden
good
Ogan
songs.
like didn't really have anything else going for them aside from that aspect. Sorry.
We're not talking about Gunslinger today.
This isn't the Gunslinger
please.
podcast.
That was
kids.
like a month ago.
Yeah,
That was several months ago.
That's
We've
old
mo-
news.
We've moved on.
Yeah, one thing I really liked on this album, and I think that did help break up the sameness, was on the song about Dragon Age for the King and the Crown. Towards the back half of that, there's like a nice violin section, which it's like the only time they use that violin, and it really mixed up the album, the sound, and I thought it was really cool.
Another thing, piggybacking off of you, that I think really worked well to break the sameness was on the Dragon's Return.
Mm-hmm.
They sampled the theme from Skyrim.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
And integrated it into the solo.
I think it's the chorus has like the Elder Scrolls theme in it,
Or it's in the background of the chorus.
with the guitar plays it. It's pretty nice, and it does help break up the sameness of like fast riffs
Which is cool. I really liked the album structure, right? So they started off with the 40K and then diverged as soon as it started to get stale into other lyrical themes. Dragon Age.
It's a 40K sandwich is what it is. It starts with 40K.
Yeah.
It goes into some other stuff,
It's
and then
great.
it hits you again with the 40K.
I think it's great. I think it was a perfect way to split it up without having to get 100% in your face about 40K while still keeping the general tone of the album as 40K influenced mostly.
What did you guys think of the final track of the album, the cover of Von Kanto's Take to the Sky? Interesting choice for a cover song.
I didn't pay attention to it.
Oh.
It was good, but I didn't note it down as standout.
I thought it was interesting to hear a Von Kanto song with like actual instruments in it. Because like they're not bad at writing songs. It can just be really off-putting to people. Although I do like this one because the original has Hansi Kirsch on it. This cover doesn't have Hansi Kirsch on it, and I wonder if they tried to get him on there or if they're just like, oh no, we're going to do our own thing.
I feel like they did it because Hansi's on it, and I'm pretty sure they're a slight bit of an influence on them.
A little bit.
And they want to draw that
Slightly.
parallel.
I actually quite like the cover. I'm not really a fan of Van Canto normally, and I feel like them doing a cappella kind of hurts some of the impact of their songwriting, and with these guys doing it, actually, using real instruments,
Instead of like riddly
works a lot
diddly
better.
riddly diddly.
Yeah. I'd like to hear like a whole album
Yeah.
of like Von Kanto songs recorded normally. This was like a interesting taste of that.
The closest you can get is the lead vocalist solo band. I think it's a solo band, but it's called Hevatar. It's got a lot of inspirations from classical music in it as well. It's pretty good. It's at times he sounds kind of like Hetfield, which is really weird, but it works pretty well.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Other than the cover, what did you think of the album, Pizor? I know you liked it.
I liked it, but I don't know. It's not as good as their last.
Really?
Yeah, I heard their debut was a pretty good listen, so I'll have to go check that out soon.
Yeah, it's a really solid debut. I'm not really sure which one of them I liked better because they kind of do really similar things. I hope in the future they do start to break out of their like one style that they have.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see where Evertale go from here, because this album definitely felt like a continuation of their style from the debut, and I think it'd be really cool to see them branch out into something else going into the third album whenever that happens.
I think that'll be relatively soon. One of their videos, they mentioned that they actually had already started songwriting.
Oh, cool.
The only reason why they didn't really publicize it much because they were saying they don't want to draw attention away from this one.
That makes sense.
I didn't know about that. That's interesting. Because it's been like 3 years or so since their first album. Hopefully it'll be sooner for the next one.
Yeah, so Evertale, up and coming band. Be on the lookout for them. They're gonna do some great things in the future. And also, I'd like to quickly plug our Instagram account. It's Instagram at Powerful Podcast, and there is some artwork on there, including a Microsoft Paint tribute to Evertale's album cover. So check that out if you're on the gram.
I mean, your artwork there is pretty awesome. That's if you take one thing away from this podcast, just go to the Instagram and look at the fancy artwork.
And I would also like to say that Four Gates is also the one that drew our logo and our banner. So round of applause to her.
Yay.
Yeah,
If
props
you
to
need
you.
any,
Our
thanks,
amazing
guys.
artist.
If you need any paint artwork, I'd be happy to use my mouse.
Do you take commissions?
I'll take commissions. It takes me it takes me a whole 10 minutes to draw.
Oh wow.
And I also draw using my mouse. I don't have a tablet because it's paint, and let's keep it shitty up in here.
It makes it more real.
Speaking of shit, another album.
Okay. Savage.
Another album that we've listened to is Serenity's Lionheart. So
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
It was not.
It was just
shit.
mostly bad.
How do you like my sick transition?
We have the best transitions on this podcast. We really
I'm
do.
sorry, Serenity. I'm sure you all are wonderful humans.
You're
And
the
I
best
really
human
like-
beings without shit you're talking
I
about.
really love Fallen Sanctuary and War of Ages. I even love Codex Atlanticus, but what the...
Yeah, this was no Codex. I really liked Codex. This was no Codex.
Yeah, I wasn't even that big on Codex Atlanticus as much as other people, but this was, for the most part, pretty meh.
Mm,
It
so
was
what
just
are
like-
the reasons for the menace?
It felt like
It's so
something was
generic.
missing.
I
It's
felt-
like they
I-
forgot to add the energy and something interesting.
Maybe they just churned this
They
out.
forgot to add quality.
Yeah, that's what they
They
forgot.
forgot to add good music.
We weren't totally turned on by the singles, but the singles were the best songs on the album, except
That's really sad.
except for Eternal Victory, which I think was the only good song on the album.
Yeah, that's the one that I would say was actually good.
Eternal Victory was great. It's got this super good, misleading flute intro, where I thought it was going to be a slow-paced song following a ballad and a spoken word interlude. So I was about to, just give up on the album, and then the guitars turned on to, 11 immediately after the flute, and I was flabbergasted by
And
it.
then the two songs after that, I don't think I listened to them through because they got so annoying with... I'm not really sure what annoyed me about Stand and Fight and The Fortress, but
Well,
it
the
was
Fortress
just,
was...
very cliche. There's a lot of marching going on.
The Fortress was almost good if they had kept those Middle Eastern influences outside of the intro. I think it would have been a fantastic song, but it just turned into a generic fight song.
I thought the song Rising High had at least a kind of a decent chorus. And then there was one other song in the back half of the album that it must not have been that good, but it stood out to me because I don't even remember which song it was. I should have listened to it again, but well, I'm sorry. Hopefully Serenity
Yeah.
comes back with something better than this. Because, it was only a year since their last album.
I know, I was so surprised when they were when they announced this one also, I'm like, you was this your side album when you were recording Codex or something? Like,
They have the B team doing it.
Yeah, maybe.
The Serenity interns wrote this one.
The Serenity interns. Oh god, yeah. Well, okay. I'll just blame the Serenity interns for this album. I'm sure they're still like working on something great out there.
And then I think the last track was almost really good too. Except they had like fucking atrocious
Oh my
accentuating
fantasy.
harshes. Oh my god. I usually love accentuating harshes. But it was just atrociously done. It didn't fit with the rhythm of the song. It just didn't fit. It was jarring.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the last song either.
I think the harsh vocals are the least of that song's problems.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway, any other closing thoughts on Serenity?
Do better next time. Make it like War of Ages again, because that album is awesome.
Yes, please.
Talking about awesome. Keldian, finally. Darkness and Light.
Oh
Great
boy,
album.
this was one of like the ones I was really looking forward to this year. Keldian,
Yeah.
our boys from Norway or something, making
Norway or something.
it's all the same. They're making like quintessential spacey, synthy, poppy power metal, and it's been quite a few years since their last album. I think Outbound came out 2013.
Yeah.
So the boys made us wait. So what was Darkness and Light?
Was that the Sun one?
Yes, that's the Sun one.
Yeah, okay.
It's not the blue line and it's not the purple squiggles. I love
Best
these album arts.
art of 2017. As someone who listens to album art, Larry, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think it was a very bold move going with an illuminated stairway. But I think they pulled it off.
No way. Darkness and light. Look at
I
the
think they pulled
dark
it
and
off.
look at the light. No way.
Do you get it? It's dark and it's light.
Oh shit.
Oh man, never change, Keldian. Never change.
Yeah.
Keep your shitty artwork forever.
Yeah. I actually didn't really classify Keldian as power metal until you guys kept talking about it in the sub and the chat.
They're close enough.
Yeah.
Power metal
It's
has
a
a pretty
stretch.
wide definition these days.
Yeah, seriously, I don't even know what power metal is anymore. They're like the limit or the edge of what power metal can be defined as.
So you're saying they're edgy?
Not really. No, they're literally the edge. No.
I'm just fucking with you. No, so what'd you guys think of this album? Was it worth the wait?
I don't really wait around for anything, but I actually really enjoyed it. It has a lot of so their single was kind of weird and
Blood Red Dawn.
through Blood Red Dawn.
Yeah.
The song about snakes.
Snakes of the Earth, yo.
Snakes of the Earth.
You gotta admit, that song has stuck with you more than any other song this year.
It was
because of the
stuck in my
snakes of
head.
the fucking earth.
All week, and all I saw was that picture that I drew on the Instagram, again, Instagram at Powerful Podcast, of the little snake flying on the earth. But aside from snakes, most of the songs had actually really well-written melodies in the choruses.
And you know what? You know what I'm gonna say about Blood Red Dawn?
Yes, go.
It worked 100% better in the album than as a single.
I could see that.
I think it was the worst song they could have released as a single.
I mean, I think if they had picked The Haunting as a single, I think that wouldn't have done well, because that's a pretty like atmospheric song.
Yeah. I think Blood Red Dawn is catchy. It was stuck in your head all week.
It's grown on me since
I
it
think
first came
that's
out.
what singles do. Yeah, it has grown on me too.
See, it's endearing because of the snakes, and it's catchy.
Snakes of the Earth.
And like even the album even starts off pretty nice with Nightfall. That's not the Blind Guardian Nightfall,
Yeah.
but it is a really nice song.
But definitely the standout track is number 4, which is Life and Death Under Strange New Suns.
Oh, I love that song. That song was when that song came on, I just had the biggest fucking smile on my face.
My favorite part is actually the synths, and I usually hate synths.
Synths
it
is
was
like
just
their
done-
thing.
I know, I normally am not a fan of synths in power metal, but these guys are barely power metal anyway, so I think it worked really well here.
I remember when this song came on, I was listening to this album in work because I didn't give a fuck because I really wanted to listen to it.
Yes.
Like, I just had a big smile on my face the whole time listening to Life and Death Under Strange New Suns. Like, that's what I listen to Chaldean for, is like that energy with like the atmosphere and the cool spacey melodies, and it was great. I love that song so much.
I thought I'm the Last of Us also had a strong chorus.
Oh my god. I think I'm the Last of Us was the best song on the album.
Really?
I love it.
It was really long. It was 12 minutes, 12 and a half
It's
minutes.
It goes to like full atmospheric at the end.
But like post 7 minutes
I love
is,
it.
I think, some of the best songwriting that they have ever done.
Yeah,
It's
like
just so beautiful.
2/3 of the way into it is when I was really getting into it. The keyboards are really, really great there.
Like, it's not powerful, but Jesus Christ, is that song
Powerful.
beautiful.
that makes it powerful.
One thing I really like about going back, this is just a second, to Life and Death Under Strange New Suns, the lyrics of that song even have references to Mass Effect, which is really cool. For all the nerdy fans out there. It's like, what kind of nerd listens to power metal? I'm sorry.
I should bring our old intro back. Sup, nerds.
Oh yeah, our intro would be so much snazzier if we
All
had
right,
that.
I'm gonna practice the intro again for the next podcast.
You should write a
guys
script
better-
for the next one.
You guys better get ready. Yeah, no, I was trying to think of something clever, but then I thought, oh, let's just be consistent for our 27 listeners or whatever.
And growing.
And growing, hopefully.
Please send
How
this
about-
podcast to your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends. Yeah, how about the second half of this album?
I think the second half is even better than the first overall. I thought Change the World was really great. It starts off kind of weird with like the phone sounds.
Oh yeah, the 56K modem.
Yeah, like I don't
That
know.
throwback.
That's the thing on this album, is like weird intros, because Nightfall for the first like 3 seconds
Ugh.
is weird as hell.
That's
Ugh.
pretty much
I-
power metal, though. It's like awkward intros, unnecessary battle noises, 2 minutes of melancholy orchestra.
True. But then Change the World, has like an amazing chorus on it, and like one of the things that I'm not sure if Chaldean really gets as much credit as they should for is Christer Andresen. I just probably butchered his name. Their lead vocalist just has an amazing voice. He kind of gives me vibes of Matthias Blad from Falconer. He has like that comfy voice, that really warm
yeah.
sounding.
I
So,
like that.
he's in a
warm
similar
and comfy.
league to that. And so it's just like, fuck yeah, we're going out to space and this is sweet, dude.
Dude.
Like, that's what Chaldean is about to me.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend this album. Listen to it. Check out Outbound and Journey of Souls if you haven't. They put out some really cool stuff. Journey of Souls is has a lot of like different sounding songs that aren't very power metal-y.
You know, I have
Shout out to
really
Chaldean.
I have a really strong opinion about the last song, Crown of Starlight.
Kind of Starlight.
What's your strong opinion?
I have a very, very strong opinion that is the best closing track that we will get this year.
It's a very specific opinion.
It so succinctly wraps up the album in such
There's not much competition. So
in such a way to just wrap it up in a nice, pretty bow. It doesn't make me leaving more. It doesn't want me wanting less. It's not too long. It's not too short. It's the perfect closing track for an album. And I think this is a really specific thing, I know, but I think this is gonna be the best closing track of the year. Hands
it's not
down.
like 2017 has that much other competition. But yeah, shout out to Chaldean.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites of the year so far, which I expected to be the case because I really like Chaldean.
Yeah.
Hashtag Curse of 2017.
Which is a thing we made up, but it's sort of true, not gonna lie. Well, let's hope that some of these upcoming albums that are gonna be released this year will break that so-called curse. So, Beast in Black. Beast in Black is coming out.
Yeah,
On
we've talked
November
about Beast
3rd.
in Black a little bit in the past. They had their first single, Blind and Frozen, about a month or so ago. And they just put out a new single, a self-titled single, called Beast in Black. And
Yeah.
I really, really like the single. I've been listening to it, like, I swear, every day since it came out.
At least every day.
It's,
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
God.
just sick.
And I think by the time this episode is out, the album should be out too.
Probably.
Oh, I hope.
Yeah, give them a listen if you're not listening to it at the same time you're listening to this podcast. And another band that's releasing an upcoming album is our favorite.
Should we get someone
Oh, are
else
we
to
done
do
on
this
Beast
intro?
in Black already?
Yeah, we have a lot to say about Beast in Black.
Like,
Okay.
I wanna talk about Beast in Black some more.
Okay,
we
I
need
think
to
we
gush
still
a
want to
little
talk about
bit.
Beast in Black? All right, do it.
our boy Giannis Papadopoulos.
Say his name again. His name is so much fun to say.
Giannis Papadopoulos.
Papadopoulos.
Shout out to
is-
Greek people.
Between
Greek.
between this single and the previous single, it's just he's showing his range so much. On Blind and Frozen, he sounds like a girl.
I swear he was a girl. Like when I heard the first like 20 seconds of that song, I'm like, who is this? But then it transitions to his like more like kind of raspy and then kind of aggressive, but still like really,
I mean,
really high
just-
vocals.
The first 5 seconds of Beast in Black, or not 5, like 10 seconds, where he just screams Berserker. I mean, come on.
Like
Oh.
he's got
Scream.
Beast in Black has like an aggression to it. Like just the song and his vocals, it works so well.
For those unaware, this album is a concept album more or less about Berserk, the manga. And I think the single very much captures the tone of Berserk. I just actually started reading it like 2 weeks ago.
So give a 1-sentence summary of Berserk.
A how? Oh,
I would say
Like, just describe. If I've never heard of it in my life, how would you describe it?
it's a dude with a big sword gets angry and kills shit.
All right.
well, yeah, dude with a big sword gets pissed off, betrayed, and kills shit.
And that's what
Sounds
this song is
violent.
about, and it's pretty cool.
Dark Souls is also heavily influenced by Berserk.
Heavily
Artorias
influenced is putting it lightly.
Artorias of the Abyss is straight up Guts post Berserker armor. Flips and all.
Nice.
His hand even gets messed up. So like that's an album that we've been really digging the singles for, and I'm really looking forward to coming out. And it's got just a couple days after we record this podcast. So please don't let us down. This really seems like a good this seems like a good one. Anton, what's his face? He knows what he likes. He likes songs. He likes bands with the word beast in the name. He likes lion dudes with axes on his cover art.
And he likes Berserk.
songs about Berserk. And he likes cheesy 80s synths.
What more do you need?
This dude knows what he wants, he knows what he likes, and he does it. So, props to Anton. That's all very specific.
Yeah, so there's a lot of excitement about Beast in Black. It's going to be out by the time you're listening to this episode. Check it out. So the next album that is going to be out shortly after this episode is released is your guys' favorite, Alvin King.
Yes, Alvin King's album Secrets of the Magic Grimoire comes out on the 10th.
Please talk about Alvin King. I have no comments.
Oh,
We
what,
won't-
this
Alvin
song?
King.
This song is so happy.
The Horned Ghost and the Sorcerer was their new single from a little while ago. And I really like this. I liked it better than Dragon's Maelstrom.
Dragon's Maelstrom was super edgy.
Yeah, and like I don't we've mentioned this before. I don't like edgy Alvin King. I like folky, powery, happy Alvin King, which this song totally was, and I really like this.
This song wouldn't have been out of place on Pagan Manifesto, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think it's a good thing because I mean I like the style of that album
We'll see. They have another single coming out this week.
with a music
and
video.
a full music video?
I'm pretty sure it's an actual music video.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be a bunch of dudes dressed up all fucking weird and singing about pagan shit, probably.
So we'll get that on Friday, and then we'll see if they're more similar to Pagan Manifesto or some other earlier, edgier stuff on this new album.
Like the Scythe or something.
Yeah, it's a lot of singles for this album.
Yeah, this is they're
they're
this is gonna be the
promoting
third
it hard.
one.
Yeah, 3 is a lot of singles.
Yeah, it's like on Taylor Swift levels, man.
Oh
JK.
boy,
Let's not talk about that.
Taylor Swift is
So-
totally power metal, dude.
We can talk about it if you want.
I'm just pissed about her music video that she just put out is all cyberpunky.
Why are you pissed?
Because I'm just salty because I really want Cyberpunk 2077 to come out, and CD Projekt Red is being quiet, and this isn't about power metal at all.
That's okay. We're all about tangents here.
Please, CD Projekt Red, give me Cyberpunk.
Please.
Anyway,
And
I'll stop bitching
one
about Taylor
more-
Swift now.
Yeah, one more upcoming band to look out for. Have you guys heard Terra Atlantica?
Yeah, I've heard a fair amount from Terra Atlantica. They've been around for a couple years, and they are just releasing their first album next month. Or I guess it's this month now.
Is it a debut?
It is a debut.
Wow,
and
exciting.
they've had 2 singles out for it. The first was with a music video just called Atlantica, and they just put out a new single last week for a song called The Avenging Narwhal, which is the silliest
What?
name for a song I've ever fucking heard.
That is a hilarious title.
But that The Avenging Narwhal features the singer from Timeless Miracle as a guest vocalist. So it's always great seeing more from those guys because Timeless Miracle are great, and they're eventually putting out a new album.
Nice.
And both of these singles, they don't do anything groundbreaking, but they're really, really solid, like cheesy, happy, catchy power metal. And like I was really getting into it. So if you want something it's that right amount of power metal cheese, where it's silly, but it's still like pretty cool.
But still, like, music.
It's still music.
Unlike some other things we've heard.
And even
Anyway.
their music video of them just like playing on a fucking beach, they just look like they're having a great time, especially the singer dude. And it's a lot of fun. So I recommend checking out Terra Atlantica. Keep an eye on them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Exciting. Always exciting to hear new debuts. And that is out on November 17th, 2017. All right. So that about sums up our releases, and some other releases in November that we would like to bring up are Valdemar on November 7th and Ancient Empire on November 11th. So be on the lookout for those, and we'll give those a review in our next episode.
Yeah, Ancient Empire I'm looking forward to. They were pretty good last year, and their singles this year are pretty solid.
Yeah, that's one of the albums I'm looking forward to this month. Wow, it's November already. Yeah. Okay, so just to wrap up today.
Do you want
to
one of
wrap
us
up
to do the
today?
outro?
To wrap up today, Power Quest, Evertale, thumbs up. Keldian, 3 thumbs up. Serenity,
Serenity, let's not talk about that one. It never happened. Let's not ruin Serenity's track record.
stuff to look forward to: Beast in Black, Elven King, and Terra Atlantica.
And Ancient Empire.
And Valdemar.
A lot of stuff coming out in November and late October here. This is a pretty solid time for power metal.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening if you made it this far. And once again, this is Powerful, a power metal podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube at
Like, comment, and
Powerful
subscribe on all of our
Podcast.
pages,
like,
please.
comment, and subscribe. And we are also on Facebook as Powerful Podcast. And we we try to update pretty frequently with awesome artwork, songs that we're listening to.
We're trying to do better about more of recent
announcements.
updates, frequent updates.
Yeah. We'll send out some fun stuff on the Facebook page. And of course, find us on Instagram at Powerful Podcasts, in which there are a lot of Microsoft Paint tribute art. Shout out to Paint. And yeah, you know where to find us. Like, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from how many fans do we have? Like 20 something.
50.
Yes.
Let's say 50.
Again, please tell us exactly how wrong we are about everything we just said, because our opinions are the one-stop shop for all things power metal ever. We are objectively right.
We are objectively correct.
And then
I apologize to all the bands that I do not like.
So if all the bands that you don't like are good people, does that mean the bands that you do like are bad people?
I'm sure they're wonderful too.
They can't all be good people.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe some of them are assholes, and we'll never know.
And then if you have any suggestions for, further stuff to talk about later, maybe you want us to talk about, I don't fucking know, like, some album from 1983, who the fuck knows? Give us a comment, and maybe we'll think about it.
I respect the comment.
And we're thinking of also doing some lore breakdowns, so be on the lookout for that. It's gonna get pretty heated.
Maybe I'll do a Rusco roundup over here in the podcast. Who knows?
We'll do a country shout out.
If you want to hear about the wide world of Russian power metal, request it. Maybe we'll do it.
There's things in Russia other than bear and snows.
Yeah,
They
we like
they
getting
have a
suggestions.
distinct sound, I swear.
Interesting. All right. Well, this is Four Gates.
I have been ZeldaFan355.
Larry Biscuit.
And Pizzer is here somewhere.
Somewhere in
Somewhere.
the depths of the snowy country.
It's not even cold.
Because of global warming. All right. So this is Powerful Podcast. Checking out. Stay
Right.
powerful.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Stay
Peace
powerful.
out.
Bye-bye. Have a great night.
Okay. And podcast.
Good job, guys.
I sounded like a microwave.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.